I hope this finds you doing well today. There were some announcements made over the weekend that indicate perhaps our isolation time is going to be longer than we first anticipated, and that has people feeling fearful and uncertain. Cheryl and I ended up canceling a trip to go see our daughter and her family up in Colorado, which left us feeling sad. There's a lot of uncertainty still. Have you ever stopped to consider how uncertain the lives of the first disciples of Jesus were? They had mixed feelings all the time about what was happening. I was thinking about the Last Supper. They had no idea what was happening the next day, or even that night. Can you imagine the ups and downs that were going on? John records a lot of what Jesus told his disciples that night, and I wanted to share a portion of that with you today from John chapter 16. Some of his disciples said to one another, "What does he mean by saying, 'In a little while you will see me no more, and then after a little while you will see me'? And, 'Because I am going to the Father'?" They kept asking, "What does he mean by 'a little while'? We don't understand what he's saying." Jesus saw that they wanted to ask him about this, so he said to them, "Are you asking one another what I meant when I said, 'In a little while you will see me no more, and then after a little while you will see me'? I tell you the truth, you will weep and mourn, while the world rejoices. You will grieve, but your grief will turn to joy. A woman giving birth to a child has pain because her time has come, but when her baby is born, she forgets the anguish because of her joy that a child is born into the world. So with you, now is your time of grief, but I will see you again, and you will rejoice, and no one will take away your joy. In that day, you will no longer ask me anything. I tell you the truth, my Father will give you whatever you ask in my name. Until now, you have not asked for anything in my name. Ask and you will receive, and your joy will be complete. Though I have been speaking figuratively, a time is coming when I will no longer use this kind of language, but will tell you plainly about my Father. In that day, you will ask in my name. I am not saying that I will ask the Father on your behalf. No, the Father himself loves you because you have loved me and have believed that I came from God. I came from the Father and entered the world. Now I am leaving the world and going back to the Father." Then Jesus' disciples said, "Now you are speaking clearly and without figures of speech. Now we can see that you know all things, and that you do not even need to have anyone ask you questions. This makes us believe that you came from God." "You believe at last," Jesus answered. "But a time is coming, and has come, when you will be scattered, each to his own home. You will leave me all alone, yet I am not alone, for my Father is with me. I have told you these things so that in me you may have peace. In this world you will have trouble, but take heart. I have overcome the world." One thing that struck me about this passage is talking about each of us being scattered to our own home. A little bit different circumstances than Jesus was first describing, but even so, we find ourselves scattered, isolated in our own homes. And Jesus' words still ring true when he says, we have peace in him. We'll have trouble in this world. We see plenty of that now. And yet he's overcome the world for us. His life of obedience to the Father for us. His death as payment for sin for us. His victory over death for us. Jesus has certainly overcome the world. And at the beginning of this passage, it talked about how our grief would be turned to joy. We have that confidence, no matter what this world throws at us. Take heart. Jesus has overcome the world. And I hope you have a great day today.